Oh, Steve, welcome back to another episode of the Tea and Coffee Hub. Have
What?
I got something for you today?
What's that?
I had someone have a complete and utter meltdown on me this week. Well, it's not just one, I've had a couple of people. And I've realized something, and I think we need to talk about this because no one is open about this when it comes to business. Everyone wants to give you the highlight reel. Everyone wants to tell you how
Um,
their private jets, beaches, fantastic vacations, golfing, tennis, pickleball. You see it. You see them going and getting designer shoes, designer clothes, uh, sports performance cars, right? This highlight reel. So this person, they've been in business for a little while and they're not where they wanted to be.
hmm.
We see this quite a bit. And the thing that they're really getting upset with is they kind of screwed something up. In their words, they said that they just fucked it up. And that was that they didn't have a calendar or any way to make sure that they were following up. They didn't have a CRM or a calendar to follow up with people once they made connections. So what was happening, they were out there making all these connections. They were following up with them a day later, but when they said to follow back up in a couple of weeks, they were losing track and just like spiraling out of control. And this is like a really common thing I've seen,
Okay.
like so common. And it made me think about how many times I fuck things up with my business. I mean, have you? Have you messed stuff up? What have you done?
Yeah, where do I begin? You want one or 1,000?
Just give me one.
Oh my God. Well, talking about follow-up, that was critical. I had no systems in my business how to follow up with people who I connected with at a networking event. So I paid to go to the networking event. I worked my butt off at it, nailed it, have all these great contacts that I'm supposed to follow up with, and I had no systems and processes in place to do that. Weeks
Yeah.
went by and I never reached out.
Yeah. I'll give you one that was recent, like in December of 2025. I had someone helping me with my website, and I didn't realize my domain expired because it was on in their systems. My website was down for 24 hours
Yeah.
because I didn't realize, and I had to do some follow up and get it all converted. And that was like, it was such a, I think I like panicked on you on that one as
Yeah.
well, because that was like stressful. So these fuck ups happen all the time. But the most common ones I see is not having a CRM. That's a big one. I also I see a couple of things. One, I see people undercharging
Well,
and getting
yeah.
burnt out. I see people overcommitting. That's a bucket because you can't proceed. I see scope creep. Scope creep was one that I struggled with for the longest time. If you don't know what scope creep is someone hires you to do something. And in that conversation, let's say I hired Steve to write a framework on one particular thing for me. Or while you're there, can you just look at this for me? Can you just
Right.
take a peek at this? Can you just take a peek? And Steve's not letting me know that that is out of the scope of the project and he's just doing it. By the time I have Steve finished, he's done three times the amount of work for me for the first price
Yep.
and he's burnt out. But these are all fuck ups that I'm going to say 90% of business owners will do in their first 6 months of business, if not the first year. And it's normal. And that's why I wanted to talk about today is how normal this is, because I've seen people quit over this stuff.
Oh, yeah. And then they always paint a rosy picture, which is a lie.
Yeah. They paint this picture like everything's fantastic, everything's amazing. Oh my gosh, my business is so good. And really, they're struggling so badly behind the
Yeah.
scenes.
They're just trying to make it to the next month.
And I wanted to bring this up, Steve, because there's this thing that I see it in social media. I see it in the entrepreneur groups all the time. I see it in all the little communities where small businesses come together. And they're doing things that are basically terrible things to do in your business. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Because if you were going and posting your ad for your business in 50 groups in 3 minutes, you're
Mhm.
screwing up. You're fucking up, okay? You're not making any connections. People are seeing you as spammers. They're blaming. It's not my fault. It's this. Oh, my assistant dropped the ball. oh, well, I can't afford this. I think that's the biggest one I see in the first 6 months. They don't do a system because they can't afford it. They don't have a CRM because they can't afford it. They don't have this. They don't do that. But the complaining is ridiculous.
You're a business owner. It's about accountability. Well, if you're not accountable to yourself,
Mhm.
then everything else it's going to get lost, and you're going to blame everyone, and then you're going to be a victim because everyone else is doing this to you. That's a major fuck up in your business.
Right. But this is what I want to say is all this stuff that you're complaining about and whining about and throwing a teapot because yeah, other one is I've heard this as well. I don't have time to make hold these people in my team accountable. You're the business owner. Why are you
Right.
making the time to hold your people accountable? And you try and put accountability on someone else. That does not work. I don't have time. I don't have resource. I don't have money. If I was to tell you famous people, and we do this, we have a motivational Monday post that goes out every single Monday, and these are famous people that did something, fucked it up royally, and said, huh, lesson learned.
Yeah.
And then they turn around like Instagram. I think this is one of my favorite stories. Instagram, it wasn't a photo app to begin with. It was like this location connection app. And then they realized that people weren't using it for that. They were using it to post stories and pictures. So they turned it into a picture sharing app. But they were going downhill fast with what they first thought. The guy who did LinkedIn, he really messed up his first company and then came back with LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So you've got all these things that are a problem and they're a fuck up. What can you do about it? Steve, okay, you and your made all these great connections. What did you do different? What did changed?
Um, After I realized how bad I messed up on everything, I put in processes and systems in place. So it it's my system that I liked because I've looked at a whole bunch of different ones. So if you have a CRM, put those people's contacts in there and then set a task to follow up with them 24, 48 hours later. And what do you want the result to be? It's it'll take you less time to do that than do what you always do. Got a stack of business cards. I need to follow up with them. Then a
Yeah,
week later, you look at your desk and stack is still there.
that. Yeah. And there's a really good book I like. It's Eat That Frog,
Yeah,
Brian Tracy. And especially if you're neurodivergent, there's certain tasks that we hate to do because we feel like they're boring, repetitive. We have to like suck it up and go, do
exactly.
it. So you have to have these systems in. But what I really want to do with this episode is really talk about this. There's this disconnect from this highlight reel to the reality. And you've seen it too, right, Steve? Because
Absolutely.
especially with new business owners, they have this thing in their head that they see people in business and they see the success. And how many times are people expecting that success almost immediately?
Oh, majority, high majority.
Yeah,
I open up my
yeah,
doors, threw out my shingle, and why are people not walking in?
yeah. Or I posted that I now have this service. Why am I not getting booked?
Yeah, I did the one post.
Yeah. Some of them don't even do the one post.
Right.
They tell one person and then they wonder why they're not booked out the door.
Exactly. I told my spouse, why am I not busy?
Right. Or the other thing is, and I'm going to be a bit of a Debbie Downer right now here, Steve, because I think this is a huge mistake that a lot of people do and they don't think about it. You start a business and the business actually goes boom, because we've seen that. We've seen business get started and just explode. But the biggest fuck up you did is you didn't set your business up protecting yourself in the first place.
Right.
Like you thought you'd play at it and you didn't, even if you didn't have the money when you first started, let's say it explodes. Your first thing you're going to do with those first checks is not book a weekend vacation to Hawaii. It's to set up your banking, your
Yeah.
LLCs, your CPAs, all that kind of stuff. Have your priorities straight because all these influencers and online businesses make it look, oh my gosh, they make it look so easy, right?
Right.
And it's not. You don't see the stuff that goes on behind. What? are other mistakes? What are other fuck ups that you see that are so common that
Oh.
it's kind of laughable?
Number one, I'd say is this is my business. I know it better than anyone else. I don't need any help. Folks, I'm telling you, after
Gosh.
running 7 different businesses, that is the dumbest statement. And I said that statement, I don't know how many thousand times. And then one day I got a coach to help, life changed. Not my business,
Mm,
life. And then
right.
that's when I realized all business owners need help.
Right. And this is the thing, and I'm going to say this, whatever you set your business in, you have a zone of genius. I tell people they have a zone of genius.
Yeah.
Everyone does. But your zone of genius is in its zone.
Right.
If you look at a business, it has multiple zones. You cannot do them all perfectly. Can you handle most of it? Yeah, I think people can handle most of it if they have a plan.
Yeah. But
Keyword, if
it's
they have a plan.
that was it. And if they have the systems or processes in place for these things, because I mean, I've seen it, I've done it, unfortunately. Start a business up and I didn't have any systems or processes in. Now the business is growing fast and I don't have time now to do it.
Oh
And
gosh,
guess
yeah.
what? Things are falling through the cracks because I had no systems and processes in place for double checks, audits. This one cracked me up because I just did this at a board meeting and they said, well, we can do this with this person to like get them, remove them. And I go, time out. I set up the systems and processes in the bylaws. We can follow it step by step and remove the stress and the emotion out of it and do this the right way. And when I said
Right.
that, the board members were like, yeah, you're right. It's a good thing we have processes in place.
Yeah. Yeah. Have systems and processes. And if you're not sure what systems and process you are, for your first 3 months of your business, write everything down that you're doing and look, well,
Yeah.
what is it you're repeating? And some of these you're going to see within a week. Oh, I am repeating this. Great, write a process. Some of them might take you 3 months to see.
Yeah.
But your first year of business, you are looking at everything you do that's repeating or systematic and creating a set process. It's why franchises work.
But
You don't go and give a franchise company 10 grand. Like I think Chick-fil-A is 10 grand, right? They're like very cheap to
Chick-fil-A,
start. Yeah,
they issue 90 franchisees a year and they get over almost 1 million applications for those 90 locations.
right. But you don't open that and go, oh, well, I'm now going to run this how I want. They
No.
literally hand you stacks and stacks of manuals and processes and SOPs that you are to follow to the letter.
Yeah, when you buy a franchise, you buy a system.
Right.
It's been proven. They already worked out the kinks. They know what's
Yeah.
up. That's why McDonald's doesn't sell ham hot dogs. It's not
Okay.
at first in their mission. Second, no, they have processes in place for hamburgers.
Right. And this is the other piece of it as well. A lot of people start a business thinking this is going to be a family legacy.
No.
That doesn't, I was going to say, your family may not want that legacy. If you have processes, systems, and manuals and everything in place, you now also have a resellable business system.
Exactly. And I've done this with, I want to say, this is going to sound crazy, an auto repair shop. So when I've met with them, so let's say your standard operating procedures, and they're looking at me like I just spoke a different
Oh,
language. I said, here's why. When the owner goes on vacation, the owner is the one who opens up and closes the business. Someone else is going to have to do that. So what do? Well, they just unlock the door and they're rattling it off. I go,
mm,
great. I'm going to grab one of your employees right now and go, show me how you open and close the business. And you stay here and keep your mouth shut and watch. And they go, well,
hmm
they don't know it. And I go, that's the point.
right.
The-
So that's a common fuck up that all business owners do at some point, unless they've had businesses before and learned the lesson before.
We'll definitely get help.
Yeah.
Number one.
The one, get help, get help.
And the other thing I think I see is I hate accounting. And
Yeah.
then so they spend so much time, frustration on it, and they still screw it up. And now they get audited and then they blame other people when all you have to do, if you hate accounting and you don't know anything about accounting, I swear to God, go hire a damn bookkeeper, a CPA. they're going to do it in 1/10 of the time it takes you, and your
Hmm.
time's valuable, so you can do the math and realize you're wasting money.
And I'm going to be totally honest with you, and I am not giving you legal or financial advice here. But when you're starting out and you're not making great deals of money, a bookkeeper can normally handle the vast majority of it, and you do
No,
not have to pay multiple hours to a CPA. Now, if
exactly.
you get a good bookkeeper, they will tell you, okay, we're at this point now where you need to start thinking about bringing a CPA in.
Absolutely. There's ways to solve these problems, but business owners get in their own way.
Right. So don't go hire a CPA straight away. Hire a bookkeeper first. They will tell, they're a lot less expensive than a
Oh,
CPA,
yeah.
and they will tell you if they can cover it or not.
Right. And they're going to do the stuff you hate. Data
Hmm.
entry, running reports, making paying checks. They'll do all that, and it'll be
Yeah.
at a fraction of what you're wasting your time.
Yeah. It's it's the same thing with many different areas. If you hate sales,
Hmm.
you can hire salespeople.
Yes.
You can hire salespeople that work on commission. I mean,
Good.
there are things you can do to outsource the things you hate.
Absolutely. Get out of your own way.
Yeah.
And we've seen that with major corporations too, where the CEO's ego got in the way, stopped
Yes.
them from growing, and they lost the company. Blockbuster.
Yeah, they got offered to buy Netflix and they'll never be successful.
Never.
Never. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of stories, business stories on that, folks. We're
Radio
trying to tell
Shack.
you. Radio Shack, yeah. Polaroid.
Hmm.
And that's the company who invented digital
Uh,
photos.
I was gonna say the one that always cracks me up because I worked in the cell phone industry for a while in sales. Nokia.
Oh, they killed himself. BlackBerry.
Okay. But Nokia was the phone that the amount of stories I got about, well, I dropped it down an elevator shaft,
Yeah.
or I dropped it off a building and it still works was ridiculous. And instead of digging into that robust, being able to be, they tried to be generalized.
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's
Okay, yeah.
many ways you can fuck up in your business. And what we're trying to tell you is, listen, if you have a weakness in your own business, and every business has some kind of a weakness, it could be the
Oh,
owner, it
hell
could
yeah.
be a person in there. Same with people getting I always say get them on your bus because you're going to have that one employee at sooner or later who thinks that they know how to drive and they just got their license kind of thing.
Yes. Oh, yeah. But this is the thing that I want you to realize more than anything with this particular episode is every single person that you see out there that's like killing it, crushing it, super successful, I guarantee there's another story behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Not all of them own it. So you have the not asking for help, you're not having systems and ideas, not knowing when to expand or dial in on what you're doing, not knowing how to do the legalities of things,
Right.
not
Not knowing
knowing when
your
to
target market.
hire. Oh gosh, the amount of people that don't know their
Yeah.
target markets is everyone. But I'm telling you, some of these fuck ups that you were beating yourself up over, so many, I bet I've done it.
Yeah.
Bet Steve done it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I bet even Steve Jobs did it.
Oh, guaranteed. The day I
Guaranteed.
admitted my fuck ups, that's when people I said, I am struggling in my business instead of painting some fake rosy picture. Those people said, I know someone who can help you out. And they gave me referrals.
Hmm.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They didn't
Exploded.
judge me. They got it. They understood because they've been there, done it too. And that's how I got my first coach.
Right. One of the things for me, and I'm neurodivergent, I'm very open about this on my social media. And that was when I joined my first accountability group because I'm really good at the fun stuff. Let me go down that creative rabbit hole. Oh, it gets done. It's fun. It's a blast. But it was the little tedious things that I had to say, I am going to do this week. And having someone that's going to say, did you do what you were supposed to do? That was what I needed to really explode my business.
Absolutely. Eat that frog, people. But yeah, an accountability group will hold you to your own goals and stop painting the rosy picture. I've
Hmm.
seen it in mastermind groups where someone
Yeah.
comes in, we all know their business is dying a death, and they come in telling us how great everything is, and there's going to be someone in that room going, bullshit.
Hmm.
Tell us the
Oh,
truth.
the other thing is, and this is one that I see a lot, is people go to one extreme on this balance piece of about how to showcase their business. They either
Yeah,
go so corporate and so business that there's no humanity, nothing to connect you with it, or so personal that you don't see any business.
right.
And it's a hard seesaw to balance because people tell you to be personal, people tell you to be business, and you keep jumping back and forth. It's about intertwining it so it's easy and relatable, but also leading to the business prospect.
That's it. And folks, if you're sitting out there listening to this, watching it, going, "Oh man, I'm so happy I never had any fuck ups in my business." Um,
Liar,
Stop lying.
liar. We all do it.
I know when Karen always asks the number one you had in your business, I'm like, I've had so many, but
Like, oh
I've
my gosh,
learned
because
from them.
I've had so many, let's see, I've had business name changes, I've had direction changes, I've had
Mhm.
certification changes, I've had even marketing changes. I've had it where I got so focused on my own clients, I didn't market for myself. I've had, I didn't, I hired later than I should have hired.
Yeah. Oh, that's a biggie.
I, I've expanded sooner than I should have expanded, and then expanded later than I should have expanded. But the list is endless.
Exactly. So what we're trying to get to here, folks, own it. I promise you someone will help.
Yeah,
Don't write it on a billboard, I'm screwing up and my business is dying. Well, that's not what we're saying. Go,
no.
go get in an accountability group, a mastermind group, find that cohort of another business owner and say, listen, I need help. It's the simplest thing.
Honestly, the first step is grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, split that paper into two pieces. What you love doing that gets done first, and then what you put off doing. Right then, you are going to see the areas that you're messing up in very loudly. Because if you're putting stuff off in, I guarantee you're missing steps.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you love? What do you hate? Then, if you hate it, well, what can you do about it? How can you bring someone in to do it? And if you're not ready, if some people, oh, I don't have the money to hire anyone. Okay, so how many of your package, your service, your product do you need to sell in order to hire someone? Make that a goal and then hire them.
There's other ways, barter system, trades, referral systems. I mean, there's so many other you got to get a little creative sometimes. I mean,
Yeah,
Karen knows this. I've been trading a service with one of my clients for years. Neither of us
yeah,
are exchanging money. We're trading our services because I can't afford him and he can't afford me.
right. I have a similar thing. I have a client that I trade services with. I give them certain services and then they give me other services and it works out fine.
Yeah. But the first step is raising your hand saying, I need help.
Yeah.
But get the
And
help.
get the help and just realize that if you're fucking up in your business, you're actually doing a good thing.
Yeah.
Because people who don't fuck up in their business actually don't give a shit because they're
They're not
not pushing
pushing.
their boundaries. They're not pushing, they're not driving, they're not passionate about it, and they're not trying new things. They're just sat there stamping a piece of paper.
That's it. It's normal in the life cycle of all businesses. Just realize it. Don't beat yourself up over it.
Mhm.
Learn from it. Put those systems and processes in place to alleviate as many of these as you can.
Yeah. And also remember that some fuck ups can actually create amazing businesses. I think this is the only thing we haven't covered here because I'll give
Yeah.
you an example from me. I booked a speaking gig and I got told how conservative and professional and tight knit this community was. And there was about 4,000 people in the audience. And it was a keynote, and they were real estate agents. And we're going to talk about using social media. I walked on the stage and for some reason I blanked. Have you ever done that, Steve? Just blanked for a second?
Yeah.
And they had stressed with me so many times how professional this audience was, right? Do you know what the first words out of my mouth were? And I'm going to tell you, I uttered these words and I got 10 bookings within half an hour after this meeting, after this keynote from that audience to book me for more gigs. I looked them dead, I looked, span the audience and went, fuck, I forgot what I was about to say. Took a few seconds and go, I bet you all feel like that with social media. And at that point, it all clicked back in and I was able to go ahead. But you would think with that being stressed so much that that would have not landed over well. But they saw it as relatable. So sometimes your mistakes, your fuck ups can equal more business.
Yeah. There's so many examples doing business. We couldn't even get to them all.
No, I mean, recipes that, what was it? The French fry was a mistake.
French fry was a mistake. Cornflakes was a mistake.
Yeah.
Sticky notes was a mistake.
Weren't packing peanuts a mistake?
Packing peanuts were a mistake. Those foam noodles you use in a pool? Mistake.
Mistake. So own them, live
Yeah.
them, and stop stressing about them and write down, well, okay, this messed up. What can I do to you either going to embrace it and run with it, or you're going to fix it. You
That's
just have
it.
to make that decision. One of the things you can do is join the accountability group to have accountability for these things. Another thing is I want to know in the comments and just have fun sharing it. What was the funniest fuck up that you had? And did it pay out? Like mine, the speaking to a large audience and just cursing them out in the first 10 seconds. It paid out.
All right. That's it. So own it. Let's see those comments in there because we've all done it as business owners. And if you haven't, then you're not pushing your
Yeah.
business or yourself at all.
I don't know. And stop looking at all these people who've got it perfect. They don't. They're
don't.
lying. They're lying.
Yeah.
And if they have it perfect now, it's because they went through all this for a long time before they did.
Absolutely.
So, but we will see you on the next episode. So don't forget to like and subscribe and leave those comments.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on the Tea and Coffee Hub podcast today. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation and it left you inspired, equipped, and ready to take your next step, whether that's in life, business, or maybe both.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future episodes and connect with us online and in person. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Until next time,
Keep sipping,
keep growing,
take action,
and stop making excuses.